Hello and welcome to all of you out there, my dear, dear, dear astrology friends. Here is another video with me, Veerle, and let's have a look at the new moon in Aquarius that is occurring on around and about the 29th of January. And this is, as every time of around this year, we're going to have this new moon. We're going to have a new moon in Aquarius. This is one of my favorite new moons of the year. It really is. It is awesome to be able, as an astrologer, to give this message because it's not always doom and gloom. It's not always challenges. Every now and then we have the universe with us. And of course, that's not because of the universe. That's because of us. Anyway, long story short, what is all this at the end of the video? You should understand, should. I hate that word, you should. But you will be able to understand what this energy is all about around the new moon in general as a collective. And then I'm going to break it down for each and every 12 sign, each of the 12 signs where this new moon is falling. So what area of life you're going to feel this energy the most. So let's get started. What is so exciting about this new moon? Well, first of all, it's a new moon, which means endings, new beginnings. Always new opportunities, always opportunities for planting new seeds. And guess what? It's one of those times that when you plant a new seed, very quickly you see already what's blossoming in front of your eyes and what is expanding. I'll explain in a minute. But first things first, it's at 9 degrees of Aquarius. So the sun will be at 9 degrees and the moon will be at 9 degrees, and they come together in the sign of Aquarius, which is always in a general way, it's always an opportunity for gathering together with like-minded people, for thinking about our future plans, for thinking about our goals, for thinking about how can we be a part of society and innovate, and how can we improve society in a very fresh, innovative way, and how can we be a part of that? You know, we are part of the whole. And how can we help our fellow brothers and sisters, so to speak, in life? So it's definitely a new start for that. Aquarius is also associated with technology, so there could be like new insights around technology on a more collective scale. But for all of us personally, there is this new start when it comes to freshness, innovative energy, when it comes to these things of tolerance as well. I mean, Aquarius, if there's one sign that I'm truly, truly grateful for, the traits, I mean, it's the Uranian Aquarian traits of tolerance, of, equity, right? And I'm not saying that everyone's alike, because on the outside, that's a joke, isn't it? Because that's not true. People, they change in form. You know, you've got men, you've got women, you've got redheads, you've got blondes, you've got brunettes, whatever, black hair. So there's not an equity there, but there's an equity in the soul, right? We are, in essence, we are all the same. I'm not more than you, you are not more than me, etc., etc. That's a very Aquarian trait. And so it's good to view this energy and to implement that in our daily lives. You know, this energy of equity, this energy of positivity and hope for the future, because that's what it all is. It's associated with the 11th house. The 11th house is that most future-oriented house. It's where we plan our goals for the future. It's where, of course, if we have hope, then that is a more positive attitude of the glass is half full instead of half empty. So it's important to be in that state of abundance rather than scarcity and all of that stuff. Now, the most beautiful thing that we have with this new moon is that it trines Jupiter in a fellow air sign. So Aquarius is an air sign, Jupiter is an air sign, and it's going retrograde now in Gemini at 11 degrees of Gemini. So 9 degrees, 11 degrees, that means that this new moon, the sun and the moon, will trine that Jupiter. So it's not only that we have an opportunity here to start fresh with these topics that I was just in that energy, that I was just talking about, but also that this has a very Jupiterian kind of character. What is a Jupiterian character? It's a character of purpose. So, and isn't that a question of the day? More than ever, I get emails and ask for readings around purpose. And it doesn't matter, it's not the age of 18, right? It can be when you're 60. What's my purpose? Right? So more than ever, it's so important. Of course, it is important because Jupiter gives joy, gives enjoyment, gives... I've been talking a lot lately about that book, and I'm going to bring it up again. A book, actually, that my son recommended. Can you imagine? My 22-year-old son. He recommended that book, and or he was reading it. He didn't recommend it, but he was reading it. And it is called Ikigai. And it's about it's a Japanese word, and it's about finding your purpose. Read it if you haven't done already. And, but this energy is full of that because Jupiter is purpose. It's also expansion, positivity. And in a positive way, it's like the sky is the limit. And it's in Gemini. It's about communication. It's about that lightness in life. It's about, I talk to you and I understand you and I'm going to connect with you and I'm going to talk about what you kind of were talking about, and let's reconnect and let's do this all together because we're all in the same on the same planet called Earth, so to speak. So it's a very light energy, but at the same time, it can expand very quickly. Jupiter in Gemini is also associated with knowledge that is, you could say, presented in a very easy way to understand. Gemini is that sign that understands a bit of everything. It's the journalist, right? It doesn't have to go into the depths of the depths and the intensity and the tunnel, not the super focus of something, but it kind of understands it just on the surface. And that also has its value. So there's something here that we can start that very quickly can expand to something purposeful, something that we find very purposeful, something. So if you've been lately having that feeling, especially if you have been feeling like, what's my purpose? What am I doing here? This energy is for you, right? Well, it's for people who already found the purpose as well. So they can do it even expanding even more and in a new direction. And it's about knowledge, as I said, Jupiter. It's also about international affairs because Jupiter is represented by, it's the ruler of Sagittarius, which is the one that travels from here to there on their horse, right? Not on a horse always, but who travels and gathers knowledge because of that, because of the very open-minded vision. So this is a lot about... It's a philanthropic energy as well, right? Because of that Jupiter and then Aquarius, the combination of these things. If you see a chart with a combination, a natal chart that is, with a combination of Aquarius and Sagittarius, it's definitely someone who's very philanthropic, who wants to really, be purposeful and be of service for the world, to do something innovative that helps a lot of people. Not just the neighborhood, but a lot of people. And so all very positive, doesn't it? It almost seems too good to be true. But it is, talking about it seems too good to be true. What is Venus doing? Venus is in Pisces and being very, very lovely and very, very romantic and very, very idealistic because it's conjoining with Neptune. So Venus is at 25 degrees and it's conjoining with Neptune. So, which in a beautiful way because everything is positive or negative. I mean, these energies are neutral. In the most positive way, this is empathy, this is understanding for people who are maybe, for people that are a reflection of you from the past, right? So maybe you struggled with something and you see that happening, and instead of saying, oh, they're stupid, you know, you say, oh, I was like that a couple of years ago, you know, I understand where they're coming from, you know. And it's that kind of energy that is around us with Venus, Neptune. Now, the ruler of this new moon, the ancient ruler is Saturn, the new ruler is Uranus. Let's start with Uranus. It is in Taurus, and guess what's happening a couple of days after that? So around the 30th, 31st of January, Uranus is going direct. So from the retrograde state, it's standing still, and it's going, so there's something happening with that Uranus there, which is the planet that is now in Taurus at 23 degrees. So there's some novelty there, there's some innovation there gonna happen on a grand scale, so to speak, with Taurian kind of qualities. You know, Taurus can be food, it's, you know, the five senses, clothing, beauty, industry, money. So there could be like something innovative going on there for sure. That is very practical and down to earth and very much in our face, right? Taurus is very here. It's very 3D, so to speak. Now, the ancient ruler is Saturn, and Saturn is, of course, still in Pisces, and it's so at 17 degrees of Pisces. So that shows as well that there is an affinity here with having structure in things that are, you could say, not really tangible, if that makes sense, right? Who are around us, but we can't touch it. There's like structuring of these things. Now, all in all, this energy, so we know that it is innovative and all of that, and that is it's able to expand. But there's something that is triggering it. What is the trigger? The trigger in this whole story of the Aquarian new moon is definitely Mercury. I know Mercury is not the ruler of Aquarius. No, that's not what I'm saying here. But what's going on here? We have the sun and the moon at 9 degrees of Aquarius. Now, before that, a couple of degrees before, remember what we have here in Aquarius at the very beginning, exactly. At almost 2 degrees now, we have Pluto. And Mercury will be on that day of the new moon at 1 degree of Aquarius, which is what we call Mercury-Pluto conjunction. Very significant because Mercury goes fast, and Mercury conjoining with Pluto, Mercury is going to go over, so we have 4 planets in Aquarius, right? It's very Aquarian energy at the moment, but this Mercury in Aquarius at 1 degree will go to 2 degrees, touch Pluto, will go together with the sun as well, right? And then it's going to trine as well Jupiter. So Mercury trining Jupiter as well. What does it mean? This is a message, a piece of information. What kind of information? It's Aquarius, which means it's all of a sudden when we least expect it. That's Aquarius, and it's boom, inside. Oh yes, that's what's going on. And it's with Pluto, which means it's hidden information that was maybe a secret, information that if you dig deep and you keep on asking, you're gonna see the answer because you're digging and digging and digging, right? So actually, in a nutshell, information comes out of the blue we didn't know of. It was hidden from us, for better or for worse. It's not about this is bad information, this is good information. Remember, these planets are neutral. It's what we make out of it. But for some people, it's going to be information they're not going to like that much. For other people, it's going to be information like, yay, yes, that information, I didn't know it for years, or maybe for weeks or months, whatever. But now I know it, and what an information. It's a very aha moment, to say the least. It's an aha moment, and it's almost revolutionary piece of information. And it trines Jupiter, which means like, yes, because I have this information, I have purpose now. I understand where I need to go, right? It's that piece of information that in the area of life that has to do with Aquarius, that comes to us, whether we reveal it or it's revealed by others, by situations, circumstances, and boom, we can expand. And because we've been waiting for it such a long time. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I'd rather not, it's going to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You can be sure of that, because it's very, if someone would be born with a Mercury, Pluto in Aquarius, it's like, I'm revealing here everything that is hidden. It could be a lawyer, for instance, and is going to just unravel all what is hidden, and maybe the whistleblower or whatever. Mercury Pluto is also, I'm going to reveal and speak of the things that are very taboo. So it has a taboo side for sure, because Mercury conjoining with Pluto, it's a bit of Mercury in Scorpio. And in Aquarius, it's out of the ordinary for sure. Out of the ordinary for sure. Let's say, for instance, that you have this in your 7th house, and you always thought, you thought, this person, let's say you're single and you're having this, and you thought, oh my goodness, I don't know. The piece of information that I'm lacking is I never had a conversation with this person. Does this person really, really like me? Does this person wants to go, I never asked it. And the typical thing is you probably let go of that energy then. And then boom, that person says the real deal, says what's going on here, says like, I'm totally crazy about you, or I'm not fancying you. I'm not fancying you. So whatever it is, it's going to be the truth. And I invite you to embrace it, because when you're going to do that, you're going to get that Jupiter energy full force, which is expansion in the area of your life where Gemini is. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? It's good to give good news. Is it good to receive good news? Well, get used to it. Get used to it. Anyway, let's have a look for the 12 signs where this new moon is falling. I'm also going to look where Jupiter is falling, so that you see the two areas of life that has to do with the expansion. Very quickly. Aries, this is happening in your 11th house. Wow, new beginning in friendship, could be a new beginning or an ending and a new beginning around a friendship. Definitely something new coming in your life, like-minded people, or an idea around you doing something that has to do with groups. If you have a business of your own, this is like a new beginning of gaining momentum in money. And Jupiter is in your 3rd house, which is the PR house. So for those of you who work for themselves, who have their own company, businesses, this is like super big growth through either a person that you know, a network, a new friend, and it gives you like boom. It gives you like boom. It gives you like a boost in your 3rd house, which is your emails, your phone calls, your business, your PR, and so on. So a lot of growth there. If you say, Veerle, I don't have my own business, I'm retired, or whatever it is, this is a very social time. Go out there. Go and have some fun. The 3rd house is also your neighborhood, siblings. So that could be in the neighborhood something really this piece here is annoying me. It's sitting here on my lap and it's trying to fall all of the time. Anyways, don't try to fall. Don't try to fall, dear Aries, but enjoy connection with others. Can't put it in other words. Enjoy connection. It's a social time for you. It's a time to explore, to find purpose. Jupiter in the 3rd, finding purpose in your connections that are close to you, that are close around. It's nothing more and nothing less. I'm going to stop here. Taurians. This is in the money houses. So this new beginning in the 10th house, so there could be a new idea, a new project, a new job, basically, that gives you promotion, gives you more money. Jupiter in the 2nd house gives you more confidence. So if you're thinking about, should I do the promotion? Should I ask for it? Go for it. Of course, make sure that you have some proof that you can say, hey, you can't miss this promotion here for me because this is really important, because this is my value. But on another level, so growth in career, for sure. On another level, if you say, I don't have a career or what's going on here, there's an ending and a new beginning in your social status. And that gives you a lot of confidence. Jupiter in the 2nd house, the house of self-confidence. So you could be getting married, and because of that, you feel like this. You could be getting divorced, and because of that, you feel like you're alive again, right? These kind of energies are going on, and definitely with Uranus in your sign. Geminis, this is in the fire, you could say the inspired houses. This new beginning in your 9th house. Is this a new trip that you could be going on? You could be going for a new study, or ended a study, and or starting a study. And Jupiter in your 1st house, you are growing. It's so interesting. So whether you travel, whether you study, whether you teach, there is like this huge expansion here going on for sure, and huge optimism of the purpose. The purpose, it's me. It's me. I'm the solution here. I'm the solution. And so a lot of growth, I can only recommend travel. When you have your own business, it could mean you go international, these kind of things. But you feel so supported and so understood because you understand yourself. There is like a breakthrough on a mental level, on a very huge mental level of belief system. There is like something clicks here, a new belief system, and it has such a beautiful effect on you, and finding yourself more that you have purpose just by existing. Isn't that a beautiful belief system, right? Cancerians, this is very more on an emotional level. There's a new beginning in the 8th house, the sun and the moon in the 8th house, which is a psychological, deep kind of house. It's a transformational house. It's the house of life and death. It's the house of intimacy. It's the house of endings and new beginnings anyway. So there's definitely an ending here for you, an ending of an old way of behavior that was associated with fear as well. And it trines Jupiter in the 12th house. It's almost like you have a secret support, without you even knowing it. And that could be a support. The 12th house is associated with other realms. So you could feel almost that you have support from that combination, 8th house, 12th house. It's very much about other dimensions. People who passed away, for instance, who still are showing you that they're here. That kind of energy is very much around you during this time. And it gives you support, and it gives you, or it helps you through going through a very deep transformation of an old way, an old identity. The sun and the moon in the 8th, it's a dying in a figuratively way of an old identity that is no longer working for you. On another level, this is the beginning of a very intense, deep connection that you have with someone. And so yeah, could be that as well, because there is vulnerability involved here. Very, very emotional, very beautiful. Leos, wow, on a level of relationships, this is beautiful. Leos, this is beautiful. Although, again, intense, because don't forget the Mercury-Pluto there. So when you are in a relationship and there's things going on there, there could be that piece of information that you were lacking that you're having now, right? And that gives the new start. And Jupiter in the 11th house, it gives you hope in a way. It gives you hope and purpose. So if you've been struggling in a relationship, there could be things here that your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend goes through this period of time where there's a lot of honesty and vulnerable information said to you so that you can start on a new level, basically. If you are single, this could be someone appearing in your life that you could, yeah, another level. If you are in a relationship, it could also mean, of course, that the truth comes out, and whether you like it or not, it gives you a big forward into the future. Let's put it that way, for better or for worse. If you are single, this could mean a new relationship, a new connection, for sure, a new attitude around love. And but there is like something that was before a secret, or that was before information that was not there for you, that comes up. And because of that, you could stop being single, if you know what I mean. You could say, okay, that's it, let's go for it, right? And there's a lot of hope. It could also mean through friends. You get to know someone through your friends, because Jupiter in the 11th house. Virgos, dear Virgos, sorry for the sound, but my microphone broke in some sort of way. But let's get to it. Let's get to you, dear Virgo. This beautiful energy is happening in the work houses. So first of all, for the Virgos who do work, and then for those who are not working. This is happening, this new beginning in your 6th house. So this new beginning in your 6th house is all about new habits and new routines, and to improve your life, basically. So it could mean technology. I'm definitely a Virgo that is thinking now about what I'm gonna do. Some new microphone, new everything, when it comes to these things to work, to make my life more comfortable. It's those little things. Remember, the 6th house is the Virgo house. So for some of you, and this is going to give you a growth, Jupiter in your 10th house, in the work, in the career. For another person, this could mean finding a new job, having a promotion. Ask for that promotion. It's very good energy now. For others, this could have to do with health, that there is a new beginning, there's an ending, hopefully for a lot of you, an ending of a problem, something that you needed to tackle. And now you can work again. You can expand, so you have more energy, and so on. So this is a lot about expansion of your career and work because of new beginnings in your lifestyle, right? A better lifestyle, a more lifestyle that is attuned in something new, something, it doesn't necessarily has to be technology, but some new habit. For others who do not work, for instance, this simply has to do with, again, their health or their routines that you are improving. And because of that, you have more energy. You find more purpose in being of service for the world, being of service of society, because you have good positive energy. I like that very much. Librans, this is happening in you're a fellow air sign, so this is what we call a grand trine. So if you've got planets around 9 degrees, this is amazing. This is an energy that is so fluent, that is so go with the flow. You will feel so much in your element. It's almost like it falls out of the sky. Of course, that it never works like that. It's because either karmically you worked on it, or a couple of weeks, months, years before you worked on something. And this is happening in your 5th house, the house of children, the house of a project, the house of starting your own business, the house of starting a new hobby, the house of starting new sports, starting a new romance. These things are all possible. And it trines Jupiter in the 9th house. So it could be by that you're traveling, or that there is someone new that you encounter and he or she is foreign, right? Jupiter in the 9th house, you find purpose there. You could also have a hobby that has to do with ninth house stuff. So maybe a hobby of astrology, or a hobby of a language that you're going to learn. So it's a lot about your self-expression. It's a lot about the things that you love to do. And my goodness me, is this a possibility of attracting someone new into your life? If you're single, this is fantastic energy. Scorpios, this is in the water houses. So this new beginning is in your fourth house of your home, your family, your roots, literally your home. So there could be a new beginning there. And it trines Jupiter in the 8th. So for those of you who are buying and selling homes, real estate, all of that, this is good energy. Or maybe there is an inheritance that you already know about, but that is around assets and around houses and apartments and whatnot. This can be a breakthrough and a new, you could say, something is happening here, something is created here, and it goes quite quickly. Now, on another level, this is emotionally, that there is some sort of a new beginning. You feel like there's a new beginning in the way that you nurture yourself, and it has that purpose, Jupiter in the 8th. It's because either you're studying the occult, you're studying metaphysical side of life, you have that interest, and it helps you to feel more nurtured because of you are doing this. So it comes from the inside. It's emotionally very content energy for you. I love this. Sagittarius, this is social. This is super, super social energy. A new beginning in your third house. It could be a new beginning, an ending and a new beginning around connections first. Siblings, neighbors, people in the neighborhood, a new neighbor coming in, a new development around these connections. And it trines Jupiter in the 7th, so it has to do with other people. It has to do with expansion and finding purpose with other people. On another level, this could mean that the third house, if you have your own business, for instance, this is a PR house, you could connect with someone that you're working now together, and it has this big, because on the internet, for instance, right, it's Aquarius after all, you do a co-creation with someone on the internet, and that gives you a lot of new clients, for instance, the growth in that. On another level, this is, let's say you are single, this could definitely mean a new kind of conversation that you're having with someone in the neighborhood, and that it turns into more than that, or through a social gathering in your neighborhood, that you connect with someone. Whatever it is a very, or doing a trip, a short trip with someone that you know and that is very important for you. So very social energy, good for if you have your own business, good for clients and attracting more clients through your PR. Maybe you're doing a new website or a new sales. Splendid. Capricorns, this is happening in the money houses. So in your second house is a new beginning. So what are you doing there? Do you have a new source of income? Is it because you made a new structure that is far more inventive, creative, innovative, and that now is creating for you more purpose in the work area, because Jupiter is in your 6th house of your day-to-day work, your day-to-day life. So there's growth here in that area. There could be a new, there could be a promotion, there could be as well a new job that you're doing, or a job that is more purposeful than ever, and that gives you a new feeling of confidence and an extra boost to create more confidence. So it's very tangible, because it's in those practical houses that you can feel that you're starting here something that is really positive for your future when it comes to your lifestyle, your health as well. There could be an improvement there, because you have another piece of advice around how to eat differently. You know, the second house is what you put into your mouth. So very interesting for these areas of life. Aquarians, of course, the whole beginning is for you. the whole intro is for you, and there is this new beginning energy for you with mixed with a very heart chakra centered energy with Jupiter in your 5th house. For some of you, it's about falling in love for sure. It's about falling in love because you feel good about yourself. You're going to attract a Jupiterian kind of person that gives you that purpose and that growth. Might be someone from abroad with Jupiter there. For other people, it's definitely you creating a new creating something, right? A baby, 5th house. Or if you say, Veerle, I'm 67, that's not possible. Maybe these days, I don't know. But anyway, I'm digressing. The 5th house is projects, hobbies, things that you do for yourself. Starting a new business, very good energy here for the growth. Starting something new, planting a new seed, whatever it is that has to do with business and projects. And it's very creative. It's growing very fast. So for relationships, it's very good, but also for projects and for the things that you love to do from the heart, right? Hobbies and enjoyment, and go have fun for sure. Pisceans, this is in the water houses. This is in the 12th house, which is your house, this new beginning. And it trines the 4th house, which is your roots, your home literally, but also your emotional state. So there is a new beginning here and an ending, you could say. Things fall out of my hands all of the time in this reading. I don't know what this means, but anyway, maybe you do. Maybe you do know. Write in the comments. Definitely, this new moon in the 12th house is an ending of an old pattern. It's what I like about new moons in the 12th house is that they can really kind of all of a sudden, because it's in Aquarius, kind of make an end to a bad habit, you know, because the 12th house is the house of self-undoing. And there could be like, you have an epiphany, there's something that was baggage before, but that you're done with, and that has a beautiful effect on your emotional state, your emotional well-being. Jupiter in the 4th house of your emotional well-being. On another level, this could mean that something finishes there, you've done with an old pattern, and now you have that, you can find purpose in a new home, for instance, with Jupiter in the 4th house, or just finding purpose of being at home. Even if you would work from home, for instance, but finding purpose there and peace in that home of yours. But definitely a new start with patterns and things that, patterns that were running you and that you didn't know of, you know, those blind spots, and now they're done. They're done. You've tackled them, and that's the epiphany and the wake-up call. And therefore, you feel more nurtured and you feel more protected, nurtured because of you, right? It's the inner parent, so to speak. Anyway, sorry for the microphone at the end that it didn't work anymore, but I hope it was helpful, this reading. Thank you so much for watching and for the likes and subscriptions and so on. Thank you for all the support, the donation and whatnot. See you soon next time. Bye-bye.